memory's full on my computer. Nice. See, I'm so perfect. I have everything together. Nothing ever happens. It's supposed to be recording to my drive, which is weird that it did that. Never done that before. But, for me, I love when I get to see people's imperfection because it's actually me seeing that they're allowing themselves to be vulnerable and that they're doing the things they say. And that's what I look for. And of all people, I know that you do the things that you say. And even when you're like, oh, I'm so behind in my expectation, you're still doing the things you say. And you're still recognizing where you want to be and that you're on a journey and all that instant self-forgiveness and just softness with it. I love it and I adore it. And I really like the idea of having people change their passwords to their affirmations. You need to work on feeling calm. I love when I feel calm is going to be your new password. Like, that's brilliant.
I all my passwords at work are like some version of President's Club, like Prez Club with 26, 27, 28, because I need that at work for the next 3 years because that's an extra $15,000 on top of my bonus. All my business passwords are like some version of like whatever K monthly, and like the things that I'm trying to work on or manifest or anything, I always like whatever it
Brilliant.
is.
I love it. That's a really great idea. I'm going to use that one. And I love the idea of your space, like now that it's come up twice, like the space not being together because I now have a completely quiet, empty house and I haven't even re-unpacked my house yet. Like the main bathroom, I just closed the door and I haven't cleaned it. I haven't, and Stella came over and stayed a few days and she wouldn't even use that bathroom. She's like, it's not even clean. I'm like, I know, I should probably clean it and organize it. And I didn't. I remodeled mine. Mine is fantastic. Did the cupboards and sink and repainted, and it's a whole thing. But that was me processing my emotions of everybody being gone and being like, why do I have this ugly cabinet I hate that makes me feel sad every time I see it? Because I have this memory with former lover and the cabinet door breaking and like, why didn't you just fucking fix it? And those types of memories. And I was like, it's time to rip this out. And then I realized that I didn't measure the depth of the drawers opening. So it hits the bottom of my shower on the bottom drawer. So it only opens halfway. And I'm like, and it's okay to be imperfect. We're gonna go with it. Because it's a beautiful cabinet and it's big enough for all my stuff. I just can only open the bottom drawer halfway. So stuff I never use goes in the back and we're fine. Nobody else cares. So I love this conversation of this imperfection and like everything doesn't have to be in place and exactly the way we envision for us to feel that joy. When I was in Guatemala, my sister, Amanda, she has like all of these quotes on the wall, just printouts and motivational. She has one wall of quotes. She has one wall of family pictures. She has one wall of her artwork. So she's very much likes to build collections of things, and they're just paper stuck on the wall. And one of them said, "You can feel joy and disappointment at the same time." And I was like, "Oh, because in Gene Keys, my number one key is disappointment." Which also turns into this power to go inside, fix a problem, and then have wisdom and teach it. Like that's what it forms into. So I'm like, oh yeah, I get disappointed a lot, and especially in humanity lately. And contractors. That's why I started doing things myself. And even throughout that trip, that was kind of our theme is like we make plans like you hike this volcano and there's a guy at the top of the volcano who goes to the steam vents and he makes pizza in the steam vents. And so you hike all the way up there for hours and then you eat pizza at the top, which I was already a little bit disappointed because I can't eat pizza. It's gluten and dairy. And I was like, maybe I'll just take the pain of my guts and do it anyways because it's volcano pizza. Like, come on. And then literally we're almost to the top and he comes down. He had gone home for the day. And we were like, oh, and it like 3 or 4 different times there was something really cool like that we set up. And then there was disappointment. Like, I would have been just fine going to the top of the volcano. But instead, we roasted marshmallows in the steam pot. And by roasting, I'm like, why did somebody think roasting marshmallows would be a good idea? Because you're really steaming them. They don't toast. I don't know who thinks this is great, but it's a thing. Everybody does it. And it's like, ooh, warm, gooey, steamed marshmallows. But still, how cool to stick your whole face and body in the steam pot, which, we did in Hawaii. But yeah, super cool. So that theme of like, I can feel joy and disappointment at the same time has been really big. And I think that's the same for the work we're doing is I can have parts that are messy and unrefined and uncertain and chaotic. And I can know what I'm doing and have so much clarity in moving forward at the same time. So that's the lesson I learned. So that's for all of us. And like literally, it's weird because I'm used to Sheena being here and cleaning, like she does the dishes every day, and I haven't done dishes in years. And I'm like, oh, I need to do dishes. It's been like 5 days. I finally have a sink full. I can do dishes. Wow, that took like 5 minutes. Okay. Wow. Huh. That means I sat for 5 days with dishes in my sink. Huh. I remember when that was like hell no. Like, there was no way when my kids were growing up, if you left a cup, even if it was rinsed out in the sink, I'd lose it. This is like 20 years ago when they were little. And now I'm like, huh, it's interesting to see the evolution of it. Actually, that's not a priority for me. And if any of you came over to my house and there are dishes in my sink, I wouldn't even have a thought to apologize for it. I'd be like, oh yeah, there's dishes in my sink. You can see how many cups of tea and coffee I drink because I get a new cup every time. And they're all really cute. I love that reminder. Oh, Erin, I'm dying to hear how you're doing. I don't see you in red. Lady in red.
I know, right? I'm I'm good. I am not chasing acceptability. I'm focusing on self. Um, Eric and I have been tearing apart the house and doing some construction, so I'm laying in bed resting. Um,
We're all in this deconstruction, reconstruction mode. I love it. Oh, it's so good.
It is. It is. I heard a quote the other day that I really liked. It said, "Just because you're nice to a lion doesn't mean he's going to be nice to you." And I was like, "Oh, no shit. So why am I wasting all of this energy?" Um, so I I've turned all that energy back into self, and it feels really good. um, really good. And things aren't going as I would have planned, but something else always seems to replace it. So I feel like I'm in a good place.
Good.
Now, I do have a 3D ish question. Um, when it comes to fur hide, I, I've done the paracord, and me and paracord don't seem to get along. My knots tend to slip, and I think I need to glue them or tie them differently. Um, do you prefer paracord over rawhide for the lacing,
You
or
could also use wax sinew that we use for the rattles.
real? Oh,
Wait.
I like wax sinew.
Oh, that's not wax sinew. I think all my wax sinew drums are actually at a Pilates studio. Do you notice I didn't bother matching because I was like, nobody's gonna see my bottom half. I'm in my comfies, and now I'm like up 15 times. I think on my, let me check just a minute. Yeah, all my paracord or wax sinew drums are actually at a Pilates center. They had an event before Christmas, and so I brought drums over. And I haven't gone to pick them up yet. So, but you can use the wax sinew because the idea of the fur hide is that you need it tighter than the regular drums. So if you use the rawhide has some give still, where if you pull it as tight as it can go with the wax sinew, it's not going to have any give. I do have a drum that I got from Guatemala. I'm like, which country was it? It's a sheep. I also have a fur black rawhide that I'm told is jaguar. I have no way to prove it. And it's kind of illegal, so I'm not sure what to do with it, but I have it and I have a whole story on that because we left and we went to a different place every day, pretty much. And I have a fresh, moist rawhide because he brought it to me wet, well, salted. And then he got it wet so I could see it and see the coloring and that it was jaguar. And then I'm like, now I have a wet rawhide in humidity. And we were traveling, so it went right into the bag. And then we get to the next place, it's this fancy hotel. And I'm like, and our room is right by the lobby. Like you open the door, you're in the lobby and the check-in desk. And I'm like, oh, crap. And it's stinking because it's been a day or two. And so I find this like construction site we're above the hotel and it's literally a metal ladder and then this platform where they're continuing to build out. And I'm like, I'm just gonna hang it. I laid it out and I was like, oh, you know what I should do is I should hang it on the ladder. So I go back up and I hang it on this wood ladder that's up to the roof. And I get up in the morning and the maids are looking at me weird. I'm like, oh no. And then the ladder's gone. I'm like, shit. And I don't speak any Spanish and it's like 5 a.m. and I'm like, okay. So then I go up and I finally talk to the guy and I'm like, that's stinky, that's mine. Because they had moved the ladder and they had it hung over the ladder and it's like stinky, fleshy rawhide. And I'm like, oh, I don't even know if this is legal, but if anybody asks, it's goat. It's goat. And but so the guy's like, "Oh, you want me to go up there?" Like, and he got out his phone because I didn't have my phone to translate. And he's like, "I'll go up there." So then he hops up the wall and goes, and he's like, brings the whole ladder over so I could get it off. He's like, "I'm not even touching that." And then we had to go to the next place, and I had to hang it over a balcony. And then the next place, it started getting stinky again. It was just like I have the stinky dead thing in my bag everywhere we went. So that was a fun experience. So we learned a lot about getting rawhide from outside sources. Also, this is some real secret information. Coming into the country though, with animal products and plant products like moss and rawhide is not legal. But is that going to stop me? No, it's not. So I had my moss collection and I found two dead butterflies that I brought back. And I found a lot of moss. And I'm like, I can't not take this moss. It's from a volcano. I can't. Like, I'd rather pay the fine and play dumb. I don't know. And I've got a half dead animal. So this is great. So one of my sister's, her best friend, her gay best friend's roommate, we were talking and I told the story of going and seeing Rick and sticking this metal door knocker in the top of my bag and everybody laughed at it. So I'm like, yeah, I just need a really good embarrassing vibrator or a dildo to stick on top of my bag and I'm pretty sure I'll be safe to take all this into the country. She's like, oh, I got you. She comes back with a dildo and says, here, this is a gift. So here's my bag. I put all my underwear on top inside out because then it looks like, dirty underwear, but I mean, it actually was clean. And then the dildo right on top with all my stuff contraband underneath. Went through just fine. And usually my bag gets checked and they do the whole, we looked at your bag. They put a little piece of paper in there, right? At least the US Customs, especially going through Houston, because they have you check your bag and they're pretty rigorous with that. And nope, no paper. No one opened my bag. I was like, or if they did, they're not admitting it because there's like, and I didn't even wrap it or anything. It's just a dick on top. So if you ever are in a state where you're like, I don't know if I could get away with this, just stick a big dick on top and some underwear, make people really uncomfortable if they ever look in your bag. Even if they open it, they're not digging through anything. And then I put like the moss inside the drum. And if you're ever bringing a plant or moss, you put it in a Ziploc bag with a wet paper towel around it so it stays hydrated. And if it gets squished, it won't break. And then that way at first glance, they don't know what it is either. So if you ever need that, I know there's x-ray machines that can read all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure even when somebody's looking at the machine and another guy's looking over, they don't want to examine the dick bag. So there's a secret.
It makes me think of when we came home from Hawaii and my suitcase completely busted apart. The whole entire zipper thing, everything, it like completely busted apart and my stuff was everywhere. And but I didn't know that, right? And when I go to get my bag and poor Kelby is like looking at me and she's like, so I guess there was a problem with your bag. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah. And so I got it all figured out and I got a brand new suitcase out of the deal, better than the suitcase that I went to Hawaii with. So that was great. But it just made me laugh. Like I would have had that just sitting out there like,
And this was like, it's a fleshy, like I could show you, it's a fleshy, big old
right.
thing. I'm like, I don't even own one like that. And I'm like, okay, sister, thanks. And she's like, oh yeah, I don't even use this one. You can have it. I'm like, this will be my new travel friend. And then she's like, wouldn't you be so embarrassed sitting there and having them look at that? And I was like, not as embarrassed as they're going to be being the one that's looking at it. So I might get a date out of it. They'll be like, hey, she must be single. But okay, next conversation. So this is sheep, but I wanted to show. So this with the paracord, you can see how they've tied it. So they have a metal ring, and then they looped it through the metal ring, and then the final knot is here, and it's melted. But the main tie is around the metal ring, and then they've got another metal ring up here too. So I'm like, oh, I should have bought two so I could disassemble it and then learn a new style, but I didn't. Next time. So, and then, or you could just do it around the ring and then wrap it with leather. And then the leather would go over the paracord with some glue. That's usually what I do is I glue the paracord and I put leather over the knot.
I wonder if your iPhone, do you have an iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
So your iPhone has like a button right here that you can like use and you can take a picture of it. And I wonder if you took a picture of that drum and put in what type of drum style is this as far as lacing, it might take you to somewhere that can find the instructions to make that type of drum.
It's also steam made.
Oh,
So they steam a
okay.
piece of wood and glue it. I mean, it's Guatemalan style. Oh, it sounds amazing. Oh, wait. Hold on, you can't hear it. Let me put this on. It didn't sing there. It sings here.
That's amazing.
But it's sheep with the fur. I was like, oh, I don't have a regular sheep. I have goat, but no sheep. So, and then I had to check a bag so that I could bring this with me. Where I wasn't going to check a bag. And then I ended up just having this be my carry-on after all. Because I only brought just a carry-on bag. So, yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have bought more. Yeah. So, does that answer your question, Erin? I think I have a picture of the wax sinew drum because I made a couple of them. I don't recommend it for deer or elk, but for the fur, it would be really good. My deer and my elk that I made with the wax sinew, I'm in too dry of a climate that they go more pingy. It's too tight. And I haven't perfected it yet, which is why I haven't really taught it yet. But I will. I'm working on it. I'm like, I will figure this out. Because I know it's possible, but knowing how loose or tight to do it is a whole skill in itself. But with the stronger drums, the stronger meatier hides, like the cow and the buffalo, it would work. It definitely wouldn't work with goat or horse either. It'd be too tight. But the fur ones, I have a fur hide. I think I will try it. Maybe it'll be my jaguar.
Did you see a kid put on
Oh,
the,
you're breaking up.
oh, sorry. Okay. Is that,
It's because you have the drum sound on.
Oh, thank you.
oh, okay, probably you. Okay. Um, I did put an order in on the Google Docs.
I didn't see it yet.
Um,
I
will it?
usually check it on Mondays, so I must have missed it. I'm glad you said so.
Okay, well, that's okay. Tomorrow's Monday. So you would find it tomorrow. So I saw you were going to be up in Salt Lake, so I thought I would take advantage of that.
Yep, I should be able to bring it up then.
Okay.
So 2 fur cow. The fur cow 14, I think I can still do. So when
Uh-oh.
storing fur rawhide, make sure there's no mice around because a mouse nibbled on my fur rawhide. Um, yeah. I'm like, what? This has never happened. So, and it's only one of them, but I think it's one of the bigger ones. So I'll measure and make sure that I can still do that. I think so, because I think I have more than two. Um, I think I have three. What does my sheet say? Oh, my sheet says I have four. So yeah, I think I have enough, but maybe I'll experiment with the wax sinew and the mouse chewed one. It's only like just like about that far off the end. I was like, what the heck happened to this? And then I saw some mouse poop. I was like, oh. But they don't touch the other rawhide, just the cow fur. So I'm like, okay. And it could also be that they tore it off to make warmth out of it instead. So if you want some mouse energy,
I
make sure
need
you use
to
vinegar in your water.
I need to retie my fur one because it doesn't drum. It
Yeah, with
doesn't.
the fur, you have to make sure that you're stretching it as you go very carefully and that you pull it as tight as it can go. So normally we leave like a little bit of softness. There's no softness. It's fully tight
Yeah, and I
while
I
wet.
feel like I did that. I mean, I've tied it twice. I should probably, well, it's just for show right now. But I was gonna say, when are you doing another drum class? Another
I'm doing a
group of,
drum making in Salt Lake and in St. George this month.
I knew that. What if I meant
The facilitator training?
class?
I knew
Yes,
you were
it
going to
sounds
ask that, so I made sure I had the dates.
well because I went to lunch with Mel and Gladys, and I know that they both were interested, and I was like, "Oh, I want to volunteer to be a helper, and then I can take my fur drum and
Yeah. So it is February 19th through the 22nd.
Okay. Are you doing it in St. George?
Yes.
Okay.
I was trying to do it in Salt Lake, but she never got back. So I'm like, all right, it's not going to be perfect. So we're just going to do it here. I'm actually doing it unless we get more than, I want to say like eight. If we get more than eight, then I will book a place to do it. But I'm planning on just doing it at my house. I'm like, that sounds
Okay.
easy. And I have everything here, and my house is empty, and I have all these extra bedrooms with like nothing in them, not even furniture at the moment. By then I might have something or I may not. I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? That seems like the easy button because I have all the tools and I have all the things. And so what we'll do is it doesn't include staying overnight. But I figure between all of us, we could do sleepovers and keep it cheap, or there's places to rent, or you guys could group rent a place, but then you're not paying for that in the cost. So it'll be Thursday evening and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. So then you'd probably want to head home like Monday. And yeah,
Well,
you
if you
guys
need
are
a
welcome.
cooker or a
Uh,
support person, I would love to volunteer so that
Yay! I'm gonna write that down. Devin, what were you gonna
and
say?
I'm
Are
gonna put
we
it on my calendar.
processing?
Say that again?
Are we processing?
No, it's not warm enough.
Okay.
So I'm doing a separate one for processing rawhide when it's actually warm.
Oh, you are.
Yes.
Will that be after Bali? That'll be after
Yes.
Bali.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It needs to be
Okay, good,
warm
good.
outside. So yeah. Because the rawhide will be frozen and then need to be able to defrost in a day. And then we'll be doing it just in my backyard and with all the tools. And so then everybody can learn. But like, I'm not going to do it in the cold. There's no way I'm
Okay.
doing that
Is
because
that
it
like
takes
a
hours.
day or how long is that usually when you teach processing?
I haven't taught processing before.
Okay. Okay.
So
Well,
I think it's a day. I'm planning on it being a day. It'll be like a Saturday. And then if we need to go Saturday and Sunday, I don't
okay.
know. We'll figure it out. Because, yeah, I'm like, that's a really good question.
Okay.
Let's
Well,
say Saturday and Sunday, just so we can make sure that we finish processing. And
mhm.
then I can pull up some other things that you guys want to learn too.
Okay.
Or we could do
I
bird processing at the same time, and I'll save all my dead birds. And make smudge fans. Because my cat brought me a bird today, actually. Right on my porch. So it's in my freezer. So I can just save the birds or you guys can all ask for birds to show up. So
I have turkey.
you have a turkey.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But just the feathers
So
and
we
the
could
foot.
do a come and process in the stank day or weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Advanced drum making. I got
I,
bones too. We could do something with bones. I got lots
I
of
It's
bones.
level
wanna
it's level two. Level two
Level
process like
two processing.
level 2 of level 1.
The
Section
sun
four of
quantum I
part
am
five.
doing. I just announced that. I'm doing the sun quantum again, and I'm doing level 1 and 2 of sun quantum. So confusing. Even when I met with her, she's like, oh, level 1, level 3. I'm like, okay. So yeah, the processing I'm shooting for the end of April. But since we're going to Iceland too in May, uh, I just have to see.
Okay. April, May-ish,
Yeah,
somewhere.
early May, end of April is when I'm expecting because it'll be warm enough that it won't be cold outside and that like being covered in water or hosing yourself up outside will still feel nice. Because I don't do cold at all. Because especially using your hands so much, the cold just doesn't work for my hands. So, but yeah, it'll be really cool. I'll show a few different methods and pieces and ways. I'm not teaching how to tan hides because I don't want to do that. Somebody asked me to do it recently, and I was like, my sister, because they have a cow that is their cow that they raised, and they have his brand on it, which I don't love, but also, and so they're like, well, we have the rawhide because we just processed the cows, and we want to turn it into leather. And I was like, I can't do that because you need acid, and I'm not strong enough to tumble a whole cowhide with acid without getting any on any of my body. So I'm like, I don't have the machine and the twirler, and I know somebody who does. So if you ever want something processed into leather, I know a guy. He's amazing. His prices are very reasonable. Um, but yeah, I'm like, I won't process them that way. Just rawhide. And we may even do where you process it by making the drum, you do the stretching. So like fresh rawhide into drum and then fresh rawhide into the roll, which is what you come back and cut later. So, but after we process them, they'll basically be hanging in my yard until you come back for them or I bring them to you if you're up north. But we haven't done it before, so in a teaching format, other than the video of me just doing it. So yeah, it'll be an experiment because it won't be dry in a day. So you'll learn how to process, but then they'll stay here.
Okay. I'm
process. Right.
excited. Are you, I guess you don't have all the details maybe yet. Are you wanting us to bring our own animal if we have it? Or,
You can.
okay, I got a deer in my freezer. And it's the deer that um was my stepdad's deer he got right after his dad passed away, right before I went to Mexico, like a couple days before Mexico.
See, that would be cool because also, I mean, you need to leave it stretched on a frame. And so if you don't have a frame, then it'd be easy to leave it here. My neighbors are going to love the smell.
It's okay. I'm just a hop and a skip away. I can pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so Devin lives 2 blocks away from Sheena. We found out. So I'm like, oh, so anytime you need anything, I'm going to be there like 3 times a week. So yeah, it's like drive 2 hours to spend 1 hour. Ugh, kills me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
One day they'll
Everybody
get the
goes
road
silent.
to St.
Huh?
George done.
What was that?
One day they'll get the road done. They're supposed to do a road eventually from Colorado City that goes to St. George, like faster. They haven't done it. It's been like
Oh,
a 10-year project
mm.
without projecting.
I mean, it's a beautiful drive though, because I get to see all the mountains and the back of Zion. Like it's a beautiful drive and it's fine. But yeah, it's okay. Sheena's birthday is this week, and so they don't have a lot of money to go do anything. So instead, I talked to her husband today and I'm gonna go get the kids in the morning, take her to lunch, and then keep the kids all night. And then he'll come pick them up the next day. So I'm like, at least have a day where there's no kids and you guys can just enjoy each other and chill. Like, that's sometimes the best birthday, especially for a mom who all she does is take care of children. So I even told her, I was like, Devin asked what your hobbies were. And I was like, I'm pretty sure they're just staring at how cute your babies are all day. And she's like, yep, and cleaning up after them. I'm like, oh, yeah. Mhm. And we just sit there and stare at our babies. So, yeah, great. So yeah, I am getting my Nana time. It's just not as much as I liked. So it's a process. We're shedding. Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's do more courses and more events and let's fill our lives back up. So not in a distraction, but in a connection way. So yeah. Cool. What other questions? Shares? Anything else?
So, oh,
Oh, if anybody wanted the double chalice bowls and you haven't let me know, I need to know like now. So, you can always get them later with a 10% off, but we get a better deal if we order in a bulk.
what
So,
were they again? 350?
um, they're under 315. 315 is the retail price. So I said 315 until I know how many we have, because the more we have, the bigger discount we get. So that's why I don't have the exact price yet.
Okay, so it's 315 or under.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up.
Okay, I'm gonna go bat my eyes at my husband.
And then I need to know what notes you want.
Um, womb and I'm gonna talk to him, but I think womb and throat. I'm just
Mm,
gonna bat
I'll have
my
to
eyes.
see.
Don't order them yet. Let me make sure, but I'll bat. He went golfing today. He's probably in a really good mood.
Okay. I wrote that down so I won't forget. Then I wanted to check and see if I can find the email.
Is that the most common one, or is that the one you have?
Mine is throat and womb, or Sorry, mine is heart and womb.
Okay.
I just gotta do math real quick. So they're around 285 right now with the number that we have. So that may go lower.
Okay. Perfect. I'll ask him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have so many questions. I got a lot. Um, have you heard of the, they're like a flute. Have you heard of I Am Sound at all? They do like a drone flute.
A drone flute, meaning that it's a double flute.
Yeah.
I have one. Yeah, I've got one. You want to see it?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, I'm getting up. You
Because
can see my mismatched clothes again.
I'm not matching either.
So a drone flute, meaning that it has two pipes.
Mhm.
You can't hear it, can you? Drone flute. This was made by Rick's next door neighbor, who actually, this isn't his job at all. He works for a fancy hotel and remodels it every 2 years, but he made flutes. So he made some out of bamboo from Rick's yard, and then he made these wood ones. And I like them because they're little birds.
Okay.
Okay.
The
The
ones,
ones,
sorry, I'm
sorry,
on the
I'm on the
sound
sound
thing.
thing.
With the drone flutes, do you feel it? Have you tried the ones that aren't made with the wood?
No, I would, I mean, my recommendation is like you can muscle test, but I like to hear anything I buy that is sound before I buy it because not everything is tuned properly. Um, and you want to make sure that they're harmonizing would be the most important thing. Do the sounds harmonize and are they attuned to 432 hertz versus 440 hertz? So those are
Yeah,
the
they
things.
say they do the 440 and 432, but clearly it's online that I wouldn't really know if until I get it.
Mm, yeah, I'm familiar with wood, but that's all I'm familiar with. That's all I've actually heard too. Um, this was like $111.
Do you know any places that might have them somewhat close? Like stores?
I know one of my clients bought one from the Cowboys and Indian store.
Okay.
Um, I can ask my chalice bowl girl if she knows a place too. She might. But again, I like to play them first, or at least hear them played. Like somebody
Mhm.
playing the actual one, not this is what it sounds like, but like playing it. Does that answer your
Yeah.
question?
Yes,
Sorry, I'm
I'm
not
super
more familiar with.
intrigued. You're fine.
I mean, there's also like the clay flute. Like there's so many different types of flutes. And see, I have like a ceramic flute. I have a clay flute. I have the little doodle doodle doo turtle flute. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I have like a six flute and it's all the little pipes that go down. I don't know what it's called. I thought it was meant to hang on a wall and it hung on a wall. And then one day I was like, I should try blowing through that. And it works.
Like the Peter Pan pipe, the Peruvian.
I think so.
Like, I don't know where I put mine because I moved it.
Yeah, I'm not even close to that room. I think it's a Peruvian.
I don't know the technical name. I probably should, but I don't. Yeah, it's that Peruvian. Yeah. I got one for Webas in Hawaii.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll check out Cowboys and Indians. I don't know if they'll let me put my mouth on it.
I think they do.
When I was
I'm
in
really good
Sedona,
at
they
sneaking.
had these plastic pieces that you could stick in them so you could test it. Because I bought a flute in Sedona. Not like that,
Oh,
just it's just like a Native American flute, but you could put this little plastic piece in it so you could play it. So
okay.
maybe they
Thank you
have
guys.
that.
Okay. What other questions?
I'm complete.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Anyone else? Anything else? Okay. Love you. I will send more information, like all the printed information. I plan to send it with this recording so you guys have it for the next drum facilitator training and all the things. Um, if you guys are open to and schedules want to, we could add a extra day on like that Monday and do painting for those of you who aren't close by. Or we can create a separate event. So think about that, something you want. I'm totally flexible. So it just depends on what you guys are able to come to. So if you want to do a paint day on Monday after we make the drums, I think that'd be really fun. But I know work schedules can sometimes get hairy. So yeah.
Yeah, I just volunteered my time and then was like, wait, you have to have vacation days for Bali. You might not have time for that. And so I'm like, oh, but I still want to be considered because I'll work the Sunday before to have, yeah. And I can
Okay.
leave after work or whatever Thursday. So I can make it work. But I was like, oh,
She's
so.
coming out of her hermit phase.
I'm like, I need to be places. I need St. George time.
And I'm like, I want a hermit and I don't want to leave my house, but I also want to leave. Oh, wait. I want social. I want to connect, but I don't want to leave. Oh, everybody come here. I mean, well, I did leave for 2 weeks, so I guess that was a lot of leaving. And about that time, I'll be really sick of being home and I'll be ready to go again. Okay, lovelies. Well, have an amazing night, week. I guess I'll see you. Oh, no, it's still not the new year, even after our next call. It's right before the actual Chinese New Year is going to be our next one. So, super exciting.
Yay.
Okay, love
Bye.
you
See
all.
you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.